getting hot in here, as if the summer temperatures weren't enough. But welcome back to the channel, guys. So this week on the Instagram poll, I was really hoping for a Bon Appetit recipe to win. Quite frankly, I was shocked that another tasty cookie recipe ended up winning over a gourmet makes video. Like, I was stunned. Regardless, that is what you guys chose, so we are here doing the 2-minute, 2-hour, and 2-day cookies. I already have my suspicions and like snap judgments, but I'm not gonna say anything until after I prepare them all, so let's get right into it. So first up on the itinerary today are the 2-minute cookies. These are more simple than, say, a mug cookie even. So for them I grabbed some flour and vanilla extract, brown sugar, kosher salt, chocolate chips, eggs, and butter. So this one's a pretty standard chocolate chip cookie recipe. Maybe the fact that it doesn't have any white sugar in it is a little bit interesting. But you are gonna cook this just on a normal plate on some parchment paper. I didn't even bother to grease this, to be honest with you. And after about 80 or 90 seconds in the microwave, this was done. It does have kind of a weird surface texture, but it does smell amazing. So I'm gonna set it to the side for now and work on recipe number 2. Now, as far as the 2-hour cookies go, this is pretty much as standard of a chocolate chip cookie recipe as you can possibly get. You're gonna need to grab some sugar and brown sugar, baking soda and flour, chocolate chips, vanilla extract, a chocolate baking bar, butter, eggs, and salt. Does anybody out there know how many cookie-related recipes I've done? I'm sure all you crazies out there who've been counting every single onion and garlic clove I've cut would be able to find that information. I'm just kidding. I love and cherish you all, even if you may have too much time on your hands. Now, the one part of this recipe that is a little bit interesting is that it uses half milk chocolate and then half darker chocolate bars chopped up, 4 ounces of each. And we are also gonna chill this for at least an hour or 2. Apparently this developed some flavors, so that's what I did. I then formed them into about 2-inch balls. And approximately 18 minutes later, after I baked them, I realized that was a mistake. I'm not sure why these spread out so insanely. I chilled them, they're pretty firm going in, they're not overcooked, so I guess as long as the flavor's there, we can roll with it. So on to recipe number 3. Now for the main event. These are 2-day cookies. When they say 2-day, it's really only about an hour or 2 of constructing the actual dough and then leaving them in the fridge overnight. That's really where the duration comes from. I'm also not gonna bother showing you the ingredients for this one. They're literally the same as the last cookie, except with some espresso powder. We do have some additional prep work to do first, starting with the brown sugar and butter toffee. I hate cooking sugar of any sort. I'm awful at it. I tried to make mine exactly like Alvin, stir often, keep it over low to medium heat, and this was just a greasy mess. The butter and sugar separated really badly. The mixture kind of just plopped out of the pan. I was gonna throw this in the freezer to see how it came out. I think I'm just gonna toss it and start over because when I read the instructions, it says that you can add a little bit of water to prevent that separation from happening. About halfway through the cooking process, I did just that. I stirred the water in rigorously. I kept a close eye on the temperature. And once it hit 290, I spread it out on my pan. I still don't think this is correct at all, but it's good enough for me. We also have to just quickly make some brown butter, which we have done a few times on the channel. It's pretty much just bringing butter to a simmer, browning those milk solids, cooking off some of the water content in butter, and it gets this delicious, nutty, amazing, undescribable smell, honestly. And this has not happened to me in a while, but my old piece of junk T3i Canon camera ran out of battery when I was combining the first ingredients, and when it does that, it deletes the video that it was recording. So we'll pick it up right here. I combined my eggs and vanilla extract in a separate bowl, added it to my brown butter and sugars and everything else. I'm also gonna very gently fold in my flour, just like I would do with brownies. This is to prevent them from becoming really cakey and glutinous. We're not making bread, we're making cookies. I also chopped up a bar of my dark chocolate, tossed that in, and then got out all my frustrations on my camera, my SD card that I lost with the iron video footage, and pretty much everything else that has been ticking me off in life. I folded both of those in to finish off my dough, and I'm gonna take the liberty to make my dough balls a little bit smaller than Alvin did. He made pretty much baseball-sized cookies, and based on the last ones I made, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna make mine a little bit smaller. I do think the extra time in the fridge will help them not spread out so crazily. And with that, I popped them in the fridge overnight. And as I was coming back to these the next morning to cook them, I realized it was only about 10 or 11 hours that they were in the fridge. So it's much less a 48-hour video and more like a 12-hour recipe. Definitely won't make as good of a title and thumbnail, so for monetization's sake, we'll just call them a 2-day cookie. Now I'm sure this is gonna throw some of you into hysterics in the comments, but I had to put these in the microwave because I made these two yesterday. So it wouldn't be fair if this was warm and these two were cold because they're a day old already. And frankly, this one was made in the microwave in about a minute. So it's already at a disadvantage, although the bottom looks pretty good. As the entirety of the population watching this video right now can assume, it's not good. It's just weirdly like bready and like dry and kind of flavorless. It's weird. This is also the first chocolate chip cookie I've ever made with no leavening, or at least chemical leavening, because it does have eggs in it, but just skip that one. And now, time for the standard cookie, or should I say the standard pancake. Even a day later, I still don't know what has happened to these. That cross section probably looks great though. These are great. As thin as this is, oh boy, it still has a clear line where the pockets of molten chocolate start and the normal cookie ends. You can never go wrong with a cookie like this. I could eat this every day. You want a bite? Here, open up. This one gets a very solid 8.3 out of 10. I forgot to rate the microwave. That one gets like a 4.2 or something. And here is the main event. Right off the bat, I noticed even as I was lifting them off the cookie tray, these things got some weight to them. Always gotta get the cross section, see how we do. Oh no. I'm just dropping cookies and chocolate all over my floor at this point. Cheers. Whoa. The first few seconds of that were like my brain couldn't process what I was eating. I expected one thing, and then it got another. I think that's a product of the brown butter. It's like such a distinct, different flavor. With that being said, I think I can do without the toffee. Although I'm 99% sure I cooked it wrong, it still would make it super dense, a lot heavier, and just like a mouthful of sugar. Even with the super dark, bitter chocolate to offset the sweetness a bit, it's just a little bit of an overkill. This would probably be my favorite chocolate chip cookie of all time if it didn't have the toffee in it. Again, I'm sure I didn't make it completely correct. I just don't think, even if I did, I would change the way I'm feeling. As far as it being worth waiting for them to refrigerate overnight, I don't really know. I guess I probably should have cooked some as soon as I made the dough and then the day later. if I was like, you know, a reviewer of food who did this for a living, maybe I would think of that. If this had no toffee in it, it would be like a 9.8 something. But as they stand right now, it's gotta be like a 9.1 or 2. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave me a big like. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I feel like I say this every single week, but DVR coming soon. It just keeps getting pushed back because I want to make sure it's perfect. I want to have enough episodes ready to go every single week. So thank you for your patience. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend. I will see you right back here next time. Peace.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my A-team. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision. We could make it out.